Good. I'm Nia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for accepting my invitation and allowing me to talk with you.
Thanks you for inviting me. I'm
So,
quite surprised. Okay. And I'm really impressed with what you're doing. I love
thank
this
you.
idea. Yeah.
Thank you. So, I thought to tell about you to my audience. I thought to introduce you to my audience. Can
hmm
you can you introduce yourself to my audience?
Oh, what do you want me to? I suppose you saw my Instagram. Is that what you want to talk about? I'm not even sure. My name is Nia, and I'm American, but I live in Bali, Indonesia, and I've been here for 10 years. I came here with a scholarship to study the culture, but I still 10 years later still live here. I'm married with two kids that are 4 and 1. Okay, and that's a little bit about me. I like to do yoga and be in nature, so it's a nice place for me here.
So, can you put your camera a little upward so that your people can see you clearly? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, actually, your eyes are cutting.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean, like that. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, this is great. This is good angle. Yeah. So you went to Indonesia before 10 years.
Yeah, it's been 10 years now that I've been living here. Um, so yeah, I came in 2010.
2010. So you are a yoga teacher or you do yoga for yourself?
I used to be a yoga teacher, but now I just do it for myself and my family. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I will start again at some point to teach again.
So what is the subject that you wanted to study in Indonesia and why for which you went?
I had a scholarship to study about the Indonesian gamelan music. Um, it's it was really a sort of anthropological study, I guess. But I was really interested in the influence of the gamelan on the Western music, and I did a project about it. Actually, some of the things are already well known, maybe in ethnomusicology departments. Um, but I had some theories of my own about how the influence might have played out, and I also wanted to bring it to my mother's church and talk to them about it. They didn't even know mostly where Indonesia was, but I just wanted to tell them about uh, the gamelan's influence on one of their favorite composers, which they had no idea of before, and show how similar the musical cultures were actually.
So how do you came to know about gamelan music?
Well, um, when I was in university uh, at Bard College in upstate New York, um, I heard the gamelan, okay, because they have a gamelan set when I was walking outside and I loved it. I just thought that's the most beautiful sound I ever heard. So I sat and listened, and then people came out of the building and the sound had stopped. And so I asked them what it was, and they told me it was gamelan. So I joined their group.
Okay.
And then I used to listen to it. I had a CD that I would listen to at night. Um, yeah, I just for whatever reason I just really responded to the music, and I used to think maybe one day I can go there and hear it in the country that it's from. But I didn't really think that would happen. But it did happen. Okay. So anyway, here I am.
So then music made you to live in Indonesia today.
That's right. And I don't know if that I think it's pretty rare. Most people come here because they think it's paradise. Okay. But I didn't really know about that or think of it. Um, yeah, it was definitely the music.
So you did degree, you did graduation in
I
that.
did. No. I I studied something called comparative literature and society. It was finally my final major at Columbia University. Um, so it's not music, um, but it's theory, and and we need to study in a few different languages. French and German I did, but in any case, it's very free. A woman from Bengal began the major. Her name is Gayatri Spivak, and she was famous for translating a philosopher when she was very young from French to English, neither of which were her native language. So being very impressed, Columbia told her she could create her own major, and she created this major. Okay, and so I actually did wanted to study with her. I was very curious to study with her.
So how many languages you can speak?
Oh, to varying levels of I speak quite a few, I guess, for an American anyway. Okay, but maybe normal amount for others. Let's see. I can speak Indonesian, French, German, a bit of Spanish, and I did also study ancient Greek and Latin, just for a short time though. And you can't speak those.
So what are the things that you missed in United States?
What do I miss? Oh, um, let's see. Oh, at my aunt's Thanksgiving. Okay. I really wanted to go back recently before this virus, and I just was very homesick, and I wanted to see my aunt's Thanksgiving, to go to it. She invites the whole family, and she lives in a beautiful place with a river and flowers, and it's just a beautiful place. And there's an alpaca farm down the road. Okay, so yeah. What else do I miss? I guess maybe like the state parks are very, very clean, and you can go hiking very safely. Waterfalls. The state I'm from has 2,000 waterfalls. Yeah. People, family. Okay. Also.
So how was your study in Indonesia?
Well, good question. Okay. Honestly, I actually came before I received the scholarship just on my own. I went to Java, and I had a friend whose father lived in Yogyakarta, which is an artistic center of Java, and he told me I could stay with his father if I wanted to visit. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Actually, your face is
oh, is
cutting.
it cut off again?
Yeah,
Okay, I must have a different view. Okay, is that all right?
yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So when I was in Yogyakarta, I had a really amazing experience studying gamelan, where I met a dalang who is a puppeteer, a shadow puppeteer. They tell the ancient Hindu epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, with puppets. If I don't know if you know, or the audience knows, but you can see the shadows of the puppets. The audience sees just the shadow, even though the puppets are painted very intricately and beautifully. Okay, but the audience doesn't see that. They see the shadow from behind a white screen, and then behind the white screen also is a gamelan. And this performance can take 10 hours to perform, and they do it in the nighttime, and the people gather in the street to watch. Or I saw performance on a mountaintop, and they memorized the entire thing. It's just astonishing. And so I was actually able to play with the group that he directed in this village, a Muslim village, um, and um, and talk to people. Okay, um, and 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 see this sort of performance and a bit about their life and village life there. So that was a very great experience. But actually, at the university in Denpasar, it was slightly less great because I think they mostly assumed we were there to be tourists, and didn't really take us that seriously for the gamelan, particularly. With maybe visual art, they got mixed in with Balinese students, and that was quite good, and some other studies went really well. But for gamelan, they couldn't really mix us with the Balinese because we were too far behind them. They've been playing that music since childhood, and they're very good. And we're just beginning, just learning. So, so they had to separate us, and then we didn't really learn very much. But there was a group, like a free group, set up that I participated in. Um, actually, the university is an amazing place and just thriving with so many creative artists. I got to see a lot of wonderful performances, mixing all the arts. Dance, of course, is a really important art in Bali, the visual arts, and batik. There are amazing batik designs. And then just to see all the young students and their creativity. So I definitely learned a lot just by being involved, and it's a beautiful campus also. Yeah.
So what are the things that you have experienced in Indonesia in this 10 years? Other than this,
What other things have I experienced in 10 years? Okay. Wow. I guess I've traveled to Lombok and Java in addition to Bali. I would love to travel more, but I spent a year in Lombok, and I sort of volunteered with a group of people trying to make a garden and a cafe and a library. Um, and I got to see a very different culture in Lombok than Bali. And also, it's beautiful, extremely beautiful, um, everywhere you go in Lombok. And I'd say, oh, another wonderful experience in Lombok was going to this mountain. It's a Buddhist mountain, and it's quite difficult to climb up it, actually. Okay, but for me anyway. And there's a community of Buddhist practitioners living there. And I actually we were sitting around in the day, and I started to do yoga, some stretches, and then the kids came up and started to follow me. And they kept requesting more yoga. And we did it for hours, and they still followed. Young kids, so usually children don't have a long attention span. And they could do this for hours, and they didn't get bored, and until I had to stop because I was worried they'd be sore the next day. So I don't know, it really showed me something about that the attention span is not necessarily about the kids. I think it's about what they're surrounded with and what they're doing, um, because it's not about age. I mean, it's about our surroundings. And yeah, I've had a lot of amazing experiences here. It's like, okay, it's a big question. It's a very, very interesting country, um, with 1,200 languages, um, 5 main religions who live together pretty peacefully, and many more that are unofficial. So just to learn about the culture and the landscape here is something you could spend your life, many lifetimes doing.
So you're a mom too.
Sorry?
You're a mom for
I'm a
four
mom.
children,
Yeah, 2 children.
two children. Okay, so tell me about it.
Oh, well, um, I love it. I love being a mom. I love my kids, and I've never been happier in my life. And my daughter is 4, my son is almost 1. They're both extremely cute, okay, and wonderful. And I feel really blessed that I can just work part-time and spend more time with them than many mothers get to spend with their children. So, yeah, it's, I think there's only one, I guess, issue, which is that it's hard to be a mom right now due to the um, the environmental crisis looming. Okay, and it's really challenging to see these different disasters happening and hear these dire predictions and have young children at the same time. Okay, and I often wonder, what will I tell them? I mean, they're really too young for me to talk to them about it at this time, but so it does though motivate you. Anyway, it motivates me um, to try, to try to do something. Um, Whereas without children, I might just sort of give up, honestly. But with children, it doesn't really seem like acceptable. Um, it doesn't really seem like an option to give up, so you need to try. Yeah.
What is the change that you observed in yourself before and after children?
Hmm. Um, I think I'm just so much happier now. Okay. Um, I'm so much happier now. And I like to see the world through their eyes. And it, um, there's you. It's similar to meditation, actually, because with meditation, you're noticing all of these small things and how amazing they are that you don't normally really pay attention to. But and with children, you do the same because they notice it and they think it's amazing, and you just take it for granted and don't really think about it. So you see everything again in a different way.
So, what are your plans? Do you have any plan to do something in your life in coming days?
Any plan to do what?
In coming days, do you have any plan to do anything in your life?
To do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a million plans. Just, um, oh, I'm not sure which are most important, but the what I want to do more immediately, I really want to uh, follow the zero waste lifestyle and stop producing trash. Um, and so I'm taking steps slowly to eliminate trash. And I want to write a blog about it, and maybe in a few languages. Um, so that I'd like to meet other people who are doing that and share ideas and experiences, and maybe inspire each other. Yeah.
So, do you have anything to say to the people who watches this video from any part of the this world, which you didn't share or you didn't told to anybody?
Um, yeah, just follow your hearts. Okay. That's the way. I live, and 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 many people live that way, and I think it's it's the path of happiness. And uh, and thanks for listening and coming and watching these videos. Yeah.
Are you a serious person?
Am I a serious person?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I am. Well, no, I think I have some sense of humor, but like, I guess I've heard that Americans are considered to be overly serious. And I lived abroad before coming to Indonesia. I also lived in Berlin, and um, people often told me they didn't think I was really American. But I had a friend who told me, no, you are very serious like Americans. So I guess that would be the quality that I share. Um, but I think that I also um, find the seriousness humorous, I guess.
So still, can you be yourself in Indonesia because you are an American? Can you be yourself?
Oh, well, I don't really consider American as necessarily myself. Um, in fact, there's a theory that there are 11 countries in the US and 11 different nations with different cultures. Uh, And for example, and I lived in New York City for 10 years, and that's it's a its own country apparently, according to this theory. But yeah. Anyway, being in Indonesia, can I be myself? Definitely not the same way I was in America. No. Okay. And in so many small ways. And I was just talking about one with my husband recently about, you know, there's just so many differences. But here, for example, the a lot of when there's a ceremony, people wear the kabaya, and it's like a batik and a lacy top, and it's very pretty. And there's a sash, and there's different colors and different motifs, but it's overall very uniform. And there's a lot more wearing uniforms in general. And whereas in the U.S., the idea of dressing is usually to look very individual and unique all the time, which really, I don't know, after being here for 10 years, I'm not sure how people do that. It just seems a little bit exhausting. But so I don't, that whole idea of dressing here the way I would dress there, um, I don't know if I could quite do it. Okay. But I'm not sure that's exactly being myself. It's just a way of dressing. um, yeah.
What is the sudden change that you observed when you entered into Indonesia?
The sudden change in
Yeah,
what? In myself or in the landscape?
in
Or
yourself, in
in
yourself.
myself? Oh, um, I think it's really just a feeling. And it's interesting 'cause, I would relate to the gamelan again. Like in Bali and Java have very different styles of gamelan, and the Bali style is very fast and bright, and the Java style is very slow and more mysterious or trance-like. And as soon as you get in the airport, you feel the feeling. Okay. And it's different. Like Bali and Java, and it feels similar to the way the music is, I think. So um, there's just this sort of different energy around you um, when you arrive here, and different in different areas as well.
Gimlan music, how it affected you, and what is the change that brought in you?
Well, it's so interesting to reflect on this because it I'm not even really sure why I liked it so much. I just fell in love with it. Um, maybe because I grew up playing the piano, and my mother is very religious, and Um, I learned piano, organ, choir in her church, and and then I got more interested in kind of modern classical music like Philip Glass and so on. And when I heard the gamelan, it kind of felt more like what I like. It just felt, um, I just really responded to it, um, and then I found that some other people had felt the same as me, that were musicians too, um, and so I wanted to kind of explore that. So I found it really fascinating that it's had this, after 350 years of colonialism, that it kind of had this silent effect. I mean, a lot of people don't know that it influenced the music, and and that showed me like a different kind of power, I guess. You know, that something could have this big influence, and I think a very positive influence on another culture, without really having a lot of recognition around that, or um, or using force in any way. So and just the way it's communicated, it's been around for thousands of years, and it's passed down from father to son, um, without being written down. So it's like this living history, and there's this trust involved, I think, in not writing something down, because it's with your memory, and you can change it if you like, um, and people allow that, so that it changes through the generations, maybe slightly. Um, yeah, it has a lot of interesting elements.
So tell me about your kids and at last.
About, sorry, I'm not hearing you really clearly. My kids?
Tell me about your children at
I
last.
did, at last. Um, well, um, Al, well, my daughter, is, I feel, they're just very special, and I know every mother thinks that. Um, my daughter is a lot of fun. She's very, very fun loving, and she's very energetic, and she loves to play, and she um, she's very physical. Like she likes to do yoga with me, but she likes to climb people and do cartwheels and headstands and play ball games or anything physical, and swim. And she's just so full of joy, and she has the most beautiful smile, um, and a very beautiful laugh, and she's very loving and very passionate. And my son is just 1 year, and they're very different personalities. He's very, very gentle and soft, and quiet and thoughtful, and he already sort of, he's got a sense of humor, and they're both a bit mischievous. But anyway, and he likes to sort of investigate or research. I think, like, he looks around at the world, um, and investigates each little thing very thoughtfully, um, almost scientifically, to see, like, what will happen if I do this, and then to verify, yes, that is what will happen. I knew it. Okay, even though he's just 11 months now. So yeah, um, and they're both extremely. I have to say, they're both extremely adorable. Okay, so um, they're very, very cute, and so far they get along pretty well. And so I really hope that they are good friends in their life, and and they have some good friends here, um, quite a few good friends here, and that's also so nice to meet. the children around you and see what the kids around are doing and thinking. Yeah.
So thank you for giving your valuable time and telling your experience. And I want you to be safe in this time because you're going, you're, you decided to go to your country again.
No, no, I haven't decided that. It was an idea before the virus, and now I put it off. Okay, indefinitely. Well, I will go back at some point, but I will wait for some time at this moment.
Yeah, be safe. Still, it is affecting, the virus is affecting human beings. So,
Mhm. It's much safer here as far as the virus is concerned. They've only
awesome.
had 5 deaths in Bali of the virus. But, you probably know that in the States that's not the case. So um, they've really got it under control quite well here at the moment. And I hope you'll stay safe as well. um, yeah. And thanks for your valuable time
Do you
and
have anything to say
expertise
about,
on these things.
yeah, do you have anything to say about my video series?
Well, I've just started watching them and I love it. I mean, I just love it. And um, I love, I'm going to watch them all. I'm going to slowly go through and watch them all. I I'm amazed by how you find the people you choose to talk to, and I'm incredibly um, honored that you chose to talk to me. And I love your very thoughtful and empathetic expression and very thoughtful questions. And 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 I also just love the way you edit the shorter videos on Instagram of the kind of expressions on each of your faces side by side. It's it, it's very interesting because yeah, you definitely pay attention to more than just the words involved, which is nice. Um, so I'm looking forward to watching more and trying to understand a bit more about your project. Yeah.
Thank you again for giving your time, and I'm sure, you know, your kids are, you know, waiting for you, and
Oh,
they are
they're
still.
asleep. Okay. Yeah, they're asleep. Okay. Um,
Thanks
but
a lot. I asked you 15 minutes, but it is 32 minutes.
oh
I'm
wow,
happy.
it did seem a little long. Okay, well, but thank you. Thanks for talking to me so long, and
Okay.
thanks for doing this, and thanks for doing all the videos. This is amazing. Okay. Um.
Can I
Oh
put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care. Have a nice night or day. Yeah.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.